It's reckless football that'll win this.
Someone should tell the game's over. It's not worth getting yourself knocked out about.
Have a go, you big slug. Come on.
Hit the boundary line.
Yates came off the wing and went straight for Dermot Burn.
Neil Danaher comes in for the kick. And he's put it through. The Brothers have hit the front. 1 point and 3 goals to Neil Danaher. 15-8-98. Oh, Marcelenko, you're guilty.
Ted, we won this one for you.
It's rolling towards the boundary line and Harms almost makes ground. He taps it back to Sheldon. That's a goal! Oh, what a goal! That is the gutsiest performance I have ever seen in my life.
Hello and welcome to Footy Flashbacks. Today I'm honoured to be introducing a special episode on the extraordinary playing career of Gary Ablett Sr. Like a lot of boys from my generation, I grew up idolising Gazza Sr. In the playground we all try to emulate his amazing feats. When I arrived at Geelong, Gary Sr. had been retired for 2 years, but the amazing stories of his career were still folklore. To hear some of those yarns, Neil Kearney caught up with 2 of his former teammates. Paul Couch played 259 games for the Cats, won 3 club best and fairest, a Brownlow medal and represented Victoria 6 times. Barry Stoneham played 241 games, was an All-Australian and represented Victoria 7 times. Baz and Couch are certainly well qualified to give us an insight into one of the most amazing footballers the game has ever seen, Gary Ablett Sr.
Well, Barry and Paul, your careers ran almost in parallel with the great man. I think he came to Geelong in 84, you came in 85, you in 86.
That's right.
What's your first experience of G. Ablett Sr.?
Well, my first one, I suppose, being an 18-year-old coming to Geelong, to the footy club. Gary was obviously from the country. He'd played at Hawthorn, or tried at Hawthorn a couple of times, or once before and sent back home. And it's more or less at the state game when he made his mark, early days, when he didn't know much about him, people, as far as the public went. Nor did I, as a young guy coming through, but then he hit the scene pretty strongly in his state game.
He played only a handful of games for Geelong at this stage.
Did. And just made a massive impact on footy straight away, and everyone thought, who's this guy? Why didn't he play at Hawthorn and so forth? And then all of a sudden it just went from there.
Teddy Whitten was a great fan of his first off, wasn't he?
Yeah, Teddy loved him, I think. Just because the boy had been from Hawthorn to Geelong, bit of a scallywag, Gazza had been in a bit of trouble. But my first recollection really was, I didn't know much about him. I was playing at Warrnambool, and when I got to training my first session at Geelong, he wasn't there. So you're sort of in the training room getting a massage or a rub. So he never come out to the training track all that much. So I just, as the year got on, I sort of knew more about him. But I did realise about that 84 state game in West Australia where he kicked 8 on the wing.
He was a big trainer, Barry.
Yeah, massive trainer, that's for sure. Very good in the rooms, doing a bit of boxing, he was great at. You really saw him on the ground.
I didn't realise I was that funny.
Oh, Neil, you're in love, don't worry.
They're very close to the mark, obviously. Gazza, I think if he trained hard, he probably wouldn't have been the player he was. He was one of those freaks of ability, and you didn't see him out in the track too much. And when he was there, would have been going about 20% capacity. That's been generous.
It was so funny, me saying that Gary was a big trainer. What sort of trainer was the bloke next to you?
I was going to say that before. I said, we're probably not even part of this bloke next to me. They were both in the medical rooms quite often. Especially on a Tuesday night when it was probably the main session. They both weren't seen. Number 5 and number 7 were indoors, just making sure they were warm. But both could play a bit too.
Barry, did you ever find yourself just standing there looking at him?
Oh, look, many times, and certainly even with your teammates, there was certain times when he'd do a spectacular mark, or even times when he'd run through players legally in those days, like a Johnny Gastever or Wayne Johnson, and these sort of players that'd stand in the hole, and Gaz would actually speed up and go quick when he saw them, and just put the elbow in and really good side bump, and your teammates would look at each other and just start smiling. And then as the games went on and his brilliance got better, even your opponents would sort of looking to shake their head in disbelief. You
know Gary pretty well.
Yeah.
We're dedicating a whole show to him, to a couple of hours. Do you think he'd watch it?
Yes, he would.
He'd like it?
Yeah, he'd love it. Don't worry about that. Gazza said, oh, no, I don't like the publicity or anything like that. But when we went to state training, we used to drive down because no one else would go with him because he cost you $50 on the way home because he'd buy something. Oh, Couchy, I'm a bit hungry on the way. I'd grab a pasty and a pie and a drink and everything. Forgot his wallet. But when we drove down, he was always looking to see if people were noticing him. So there was that little bit of Gazza where he loved the limelight, and sure, he'd definitely watch it. He'd be saying we'd be talking absolute rubbish about him and everything we said was not true, where we used to train hard and all that sort of stuff. He'd deny all that, but generally, just a champion, he'd watch it for sure.
Well, thanks, Paul and Barry. We're going to talk further. Let's now watch some of the highlights of the early part of the career of the great Gary Ablett Sr.
There it is by Ablett, travelling very close to the goal line. In fact, it's through. What a great goal. Finally comes out there to Loveridge. Loveridge, a left foot kick, is a poor one. Comes right over the back there to Ablett. He can run into an open goal. He's a pacey player. Runs, there it is, and straight through the centre. Big high torpedo punt kick, and in front there is Ablett. Ablett looking to hand pass it. Now he likes to kick it long, and oh, it's another bad-looking kick. Oh, it's a magnificent goal by Ablett. What a goal. His second.
First term, Tui long towards half forward.
It goes now to centre half forward for Geelong. Oh, there he is at his best. That was Gary Ablett. And Geelong go back into attack over their half forward line. Oh,
70 metres out from goal. A high kick, a lovely kick from Ablett up towards the square. Bounces! It's a goal!
The kick will go into the square. What a fly! What a mark! The man they cannot stop.
Long looking for Jackson. Ablett! Oh, boy! What a mark by Gary Ablett. He hooks it back to half forward. Ablett! Oh, Gary Ablett.
Big Flanagan, the ball on the turf. Shot by Ablett. Is it a goal? It's a goal!
Oh, that's Hughes back to Ablett. You can put your glasses down about this one. It's a goal. That's his third. Cleve comes in, tries to tip it back to Ablett. This could be a goal. It is a goal. Yes, sir. It goes there to Mew. He fumbles the ball. There he goes. Ablett going through the pack like a steam train. A snap and goal.
That's the sealer.
And that's the sealer. It's another goal. That's goal number 6 to Ablett. And you can just about wrap this game up there. Oh, that's Ablett. Oh, can this guy take a mark?
Goes long.
Ablett! Oh, what a ripper!
Forward, Ablett diving in, takes a nice mark. Reynolds putting the ball back into play, and there's Ablett. Oh, Gary Ablett.
Towards the centre wing. Oh, one-handed mark.
Coming out of the centre, up toward Ablett. Oh, can he take a mark?
Neil. Ablett! Oh, have a look at that for a mark.
Left foot kick, Ablett up high, and that's a great grab to Gary Ablett.
Gets the handball away to Ablett. 5 goals, Gary Ablett. Look at that one. Oh, he's threaded it. What a great left foot running goal. Out to Ablett. Does so now as this number 7. He steadies, fires in towards goal. Thank you, say the Cats. Good night, North Melbourne. Geelong are home.
Oh, Ablett's got to be paid that mark.
This is being pushed now. Up goes Ablett. Oh,
From the Geelong fans, Ablett!
and looks for Ablett. Ablett up a great one-hander.
Gathers little distance, however. He does have support. As a high snap goes goalwards, but yes, it's good.
Ball as Gotch was held when not in possession. No free kick paid though. Ablett snaps towards goal and swinging back. It's a lovely goal from Gary Ablett. That's 2 to Ablett.
Answers his arm on the half volley. Is unsuccessful. Ablett threw the ball out in front of him, regained it, a la Mick Conlon. Fires in towards goal. Great kick! Great kick! Oh, what a goal by Gary Ablett.
Towards the goal square. Ablett is there.
The ground, bring it towards. Oh, Ablett! What a mark by Gary Ablett. Towards the pocket, McCann is there. Oh, there's the big leap again. Gary Ablett, back is Gary Ablett. It was bad luck for McIver. He did everything right. Ablett's got it, hooks it back. Oh, he's got some class, Ablett.
Oh, not a good kick. Ablett!
Oh!
It's a goal! It's a goal!
Well, we're back with Paul Couch and Barry Stone, and now Barry, you and he were co-captains in 1996. Do you feel like you got close to the man?
Look, got along with him pretty well, but I'd say close probably would have been the right word. I mean, wouldn't say close friends. Knew him very well, inside out, and a great bloke at the ground, but and also the club. But after you'd finished training or the game, I probably didn't see much of Gazza after that. But certainly got along well. Respect was there, and Couch is laughing again. He's a little giggling going on in the background.
He's got a story to come.
He's got plenty of stories.
Yeah, you really it was hard to sort of get Gazza get friendly. He was next door neighbour to me, and look, we got on really, really well, and I had a great respect for him. But he just doubted everybody. He didn't really know if he could trust anybody. So his trustworthiness, for other people, he just struggled with it.
What would he have been like to coach?
Would have been difficult, I'd reckon, just more because of the training side of things. And I think with Malcolm Blight coming in, because he was a genius at his trade as well, I think Blighty could see how good Gary was and what he needed to probably treated differently to other players, and that's probably the way it should have been as well, because other coaches try and put him in the line.
He got away with a lot, didn't he? I remember that game where he turned up late when Hafey was coach and Michael Turner was captain, and they were seething. he went out in the ground and kicked 6 in the first quarter. And I think there was another time with Blighty where he did that, where he turned up late, and he got away with a lot.
It's hard to argue when you do that sort of stuff. If you turn up late and you don't get a kick, it's fair enough, you're in stride. But you get 6 goals in the first quarter, you can't really argue with that.
Paul, in 1986, he became a born-again Christian. Did his religion play out in front of the other players?
Oh, it certainly did. He was pretty strong on his religion. You know, I don't know how strong it was because he gave it away a few times, but I still remember one time I played a state game and yeah, he blessed me before the game and I never got a kick, so I threatened him never to do it again.
How did he go? Did he bless himself?
Oh, he probably blessed himself and kicked 15.
He's about 7 centimetres shorter than you, yet the same weight.
Yeah, he's a...
I was talking to Barry, not you, Paul.
He's probably the same weight as Catch as well.
I'm 5'3".
He was always built, wasn't he?
I'm not going to be red-faced.
Yeah, certainly a strong, really strong guy. Amazing build now, but back then when he was at the peak of his powers, his build, his legs, his trunk and his chest and arms, and amazing sort of stature.
He didn't like blokes, you know, fooling around with him, pinching him or anything like that. I think David Ackley, I heard a crack one day and I turned around and David Ackley was laying flat out. He said, "Why'd you do that?" "Oh, because he was annoying me." You know, he had a short fuse.
He was a very good boxer. No one would take him on, he's such a good boxer, but Billy Brownless, being Billy, of course, was, yeah, I'll take you on, and we got around, and luckily Billy got a lucky punch in, which he did, and actually deck garried, which was to our complete shock and disbelief, and probably the worst thing that could happen for Bill, because Gary got up and just because he got hit and went down, he got up and just went whack, 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 whack. And it was great viewing for us guys. Billy was just hunched over and in a world of pain.
Now, 1989 was an extraordinary year for Geelong. I think the club won a Brownlow medal, did it?
Yeah, they did. Lucky.
Short little fella won one. And,
he must have had a blessed year that year.
It was blessed. There was a lot of good players.
And then you won a big streak of home and away games, came into the finals, into the grand final. It was a great season for the club.
Yeah, it was a great season. It was the first year of Malcolm Bly when he took over, and I was only we're all young fellows, but I suppose my first 3 years of the club we were down outside the finals, and then all of a sudden just hit this great little part of our history, I suppose, without winning the premiership. But final series, apart from the first one against the Bombers, was an amazing experience to witness those 3.
Before we get too far, because we're going to show the final series of 1989, Gary Ablett kicked 27 goals for the finals, a record that might never be broken. So let's have a look at the final series, Geelong, 1989.
And laconically, Bruce Lindner turns onto left foot, and a magnificent mark taken by Ablett. Ablett from 35 metres, directly in front, makes no mistake.
Has a look up forward, wants to find Ablett. Under pressure, but he recovers beautifully. Swings round onto the left foot, shoots in towards full forward. And goal! Stab it in towards full forward. That's a great pass. There's just over 4 minutes remaining. Ablett shoots, and Ablett goals. Simon Madden's hand pass is long to Antrobus. Inside 50. Heads towards goal. Long kick. Centres it for Long. And look at him. Straight up again. Michael Long. Quickly across to Terry Danaher. Danaher stabs at goal. Magic football, Essendon.
Bailey runs towards centre half forward, kicks it into the pocket. Another Essendon mark. Buick runs into an open goal, and it's there again.
The goal, no mark is taken, and again it's seen over the line by Anthony Danaher. There it is. A tremendous victory. Essendon have hammered Geelong in this qualifying final. 24 goals, 13. A total of 157. 11-15-81 Geelong.
First quarter of the 1989 first semi-final. Geelong and Melbourne from the MCG, and it's raining pretty heavily at the first bounce. Dwyer gets the first tap out, and the umpire right onto this. And there's a box on already.
By Geelong. Well, that was predictable because Geelong are going to be fired up. Cameron finds some space for himself, kicks it across the field, and Ablett marks 50 metres from goal. Gary Ablett from 50 metres. Distance, no problems, and accuracy, no worry.
Kick inside 50. Huge pack of players. Ablett. Does he come down with that mark? That is an amazing grab.
Stoneham's kick into the forward pocket. Ablett. Oh! How do you describe that?
Brilliant.
Miraculous stuff by Gary Ablett. Forecast just a few minutes earlier. Ablett goes for goal. Magnificent kick.
After that goal kicked by David Cameron down to half forward. Ablett again, creating opportunities. 25 metres out, 10 metres out, and boots it.
Views up towards half forward. Thumps it. Ablett at the back will mark and goal.
4 goals to Ablett. 19 points the difference as we begin the final term of the first semi-final. O'Dwyer and Burke. Hocking just about a throw to Buse. Buse's kick, a wobbly punt up towards Ablett, who marks it half forward. And this is just what Melbourne don't want to start the final term. Gary Ablett has kicked 5 goals so far and certainly would be in line for mark of the match. Not for this one, although it's a safe grab, but for one at the other end of the ground. He'll certainly get the distance, Ablett, there's no question of that. 15 possessions so far. Ablett's kick is good.
There will be no more score because the siren will sound to end the game and Geelong proceed to the preliminary final.
Yet another knockout final. The winner into the grand final. So there's no turning back now. Here we go, the opening bounce. He's had a dramatic start. Ablett's loose at half forward. He's got to beat 2 of them. The ball breaks free. He was held. He plays on. Steadies. Goes into the square. Browness is there. Pulls it back. Ablett will come in from the side. Now he opts out of the contest. He did the right thing. Kick towards centre half forward. Ablett's in front. Strong mark. Wonderful mark. Ablett wasting no time. Around Hamilton. Goes inside 50. Gets his second goal. Magic. Short to half forward. Ablett.
That's a great mark. He had players coming from left and right, kept his eyes on the ball.
This for number 4. From just inside 50 metres. Has he learnt from his last kick? I think he has. Another one for the Cats. Bailey coming to meet him. Stoneham brilliantly played. Shovels it out to accommodate Ablett. Ablett decides to run down towards the 50. Goes long. It's bending back. That is a magnificent goal.
So the moment has arrived in bright sunshine here at the MCG. The 2 sides on the ground. And what a sight it is. Ideal conditions for football, Don Scott.
Yes, it is. And let's just hope that that sun stays under the clouds, Dennis, because it is a humid day, as we've already heard. The ground in perfect condition.
So we're set to go. The ultimate prize. Capacity crowd. The grand final. Burke and Dia. Down by Burke. This is Buse. The second opportunity for Buse. Down towards the half-forward line. Ablett's in front.
Very interesting, Dennis, at that first bounce, because Yates came off the wing and went straight for Dermot Brereton. And Dermot's down on his knees, as you can see.
Gary Ablett will go very close from here, from about 52 metres. Long, probing kick. It's home.
Now, this is reminiscent of the final Dermot Brereton down. I mentioned how Yates came through the centre, didn't have eyes for the ball, just went straight at Brereton and has put him down. A bad miss for Hawthorn, because he's the one who can really get them going. Now, watch this on replay. You see Yates, there he is, coming off the wing there. He only had eyes for Brereton, then goes over and bumps him again, but obviously he's done his ribs.
Time to the backhand. Buse comes away. There's the time remaining. The Cats are looking better. Buse goes long down towards the pocket. Ablett! Oh, what a mark!
Well, that's what we came to see, Dennis. This man is unbelievable.
Incredible strength, I think, is the word, Ian. Incredible strength.
Cleared by Hawthorn to Geelong in 1983. Then we come back to Hawthorn. Check side kick. Nonchalant.
Well, I'm just shaking my head in amazement. Nothing surprises me with this man. He was just so nonchalant in the way that he lined that up, put that ball across his body, and it swung left to right.
And Hamilton's got it, left half forward. Ablett's in front. Strong mark. Not easy to mark. That ball was coming quickly.
They're hard marks to take, aren't they, Dennis? In front of your face just like that.
Probably the toughest.
See this on replay, the ball out in front, they're hard to take.
Ablett. They desperately need a goal. Ablett, look at that. Straight through the middle.
He is a cool fellow, Ablett. I suppose that is the difference between champions and also-rans.
Flanagan now doing the ruck work against Deer. Ablett over the top. Snapshot by Gary Ablett. This is close. Oh, it is mercurial stuff.
I get the feeling momentum is starting to shift in this game.
Listen, this is where you need television. You cannot explain what that man does. Picture's worth 1,000.
If you're down there in a Geelong jumper, that must lift you, mustn't it?
Watch it, Ian. Watch this. Watch this. It's magic.
It must lift the Geelong players.
Let's hope it does.
Gary Hocking, freed by the tribunal to play in this game earlier in the week. In fact, it never got that far. And Ablett on the end of that kick.
He is a magnificent mark of the ball, especially when it's high in the air as it was then. Just look at this man's balance.
Gary Ablett. He's kicked 4 so far. Marvellous lone hand on the forward line. Kicks, and the margin is back to 30 points. Unloads into the forward line yet again. Kennedy in front, Ablett over the top. Oh, what a mark.
He is an amazing player, Gary Ablett. What an amazing mark. And there's Gary Ayres now. He's not too good if he's going up into the change rooms. John Platten is already there. So Hawthorn might be a case of the walking wounded. And here's Ablett, number 5. A number made famous by Polly Farmer at Geelong. It's worn by distinction by this man.
A record riding on this kick. Ablett shooting at his 6th. Most goals in a final series. He puts it through.
Yes, I suppose he and Darren Flanagan are the only shining lights for the Geelong side.
Set for the final term of the grand final. Hawthorn 18-13, Geelong 13-7. Everything to play for.
The short chip is effective. And the mark is taken by Gary Ablett. And Geelong looked reasonably well, apart from Darcy. Question mark on him. Ablett goes for goal number 7, and he pings it.
Gary Ablett is one of those players. He's got a lot of confidence in his ability. There's not overconfidence, but the way he handles himself on the football field, and he knows what he is capable of doing.
Goes long down towards the pocket. Ablett is there, almost the one-hander. Finds it on the ground. From 25 metres out, he's kicked it. His 8th goal.
Oh, Gary Ablett, he's just quite amazing. If you want to see a footballer in action, come and watch Gary Ablett. He measured that guy, he lined it up, and he was just so casual, but he just got so much confidence in his ability. Here's Linda breaking off half-back. And credit to Geelong, they just won't lie down. Gary Ablett, he's kicked 8 goals, and that was on the left foot. A great goal.
Brownless at the back. Ablett! This could be the record number of goals kicked in a grand final, at the moment held by Dermot Brereton. Gary Ablett has kicked 8, a chance to kick his 9th.
And that mistake coming from his brother-in-law, Michael Tuck, on the outer flank, the back flank for Hawthorn.
Here goes Ablett for goal number 9, and he's threaded it.
Well, it's just snuck in that one. And what a game. On the half-back flank, it was Michael Tuck trying to do the right thing by going over his head to the boundary line, but it was cut off by the Geelong forwards. And then Ablett just holding his ground. Here it is, Bairstow runs. There's the high balls. And a great battle between Langford and Ablett.
They lock it up again. It looks like it's all over. The dream of back-to-back pennants is all but there as far as the Hawks are concerned. There's the siren. Hawthorn have won it by 6 points. A heart-stopper. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just seen a classic. This will be a tough decision. Gary Ablett has won it.
Oh, he was a tremendous player, Dennis. He was the man who was either going to win the game or keep Geelong in it. And with 9 goals, what a fantastic performance.
Not too many men have won that from a losing
I
side.
was just going to make mention of that, Dennis. It's a terrific effort.
I'd just like to congratulate Hawthorn, and I'd like to thank the Geelong Football Club, and I'd just like to thank God for making it all possible. Thank you.
Well, Paul Couch and Barry Stoneham, we've just shown the 1989 finals. How do you remember them?
With great joy and disappointment in a lot of ways. You know, to go to that final series, the first loss against Essendon, you know, where they just absolutely smashed us, and come back against Melbourne, Essendon, you know, and then get into the grand final against Hawthorn. You know, it's a game I still remember as probably the hardest game I've ever played in. It was just hot. You just had to keep going all day. There was a lot of blokes injured, you know, on both sides. You know, Hawthorn was saying how they had so many injuries, but we had a lot of injuries too. It was probably one of the greatest games I've ever been involved in. I reckon it was probably the hardest game I've played in.
I mean, just to walk out in the ground before the game, the grand finals, the massive buzz, walking off after losing by a goal isn't a great feeling. But look, they were a superpower. They were a great football club, Hawthorn. But to play in it and see, obviously, Gazza perform and all these guys as well, you never forget it, that's for sure.
Do you think Gazza still covets his medal?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, 9 goals for that day was an incredible feat for a losing team. And some of the goals weren't traditional, regularly sort of goals. It was just left foot snaps, one out from the boundary line, off the ruck duel. So he certainly will be very proud of what he's done.
He got a few interesting ones that day, didn't he? The boundary throw-in where he kept his eyes on the ball the whole time and onto the boot.
Yeah, it was amazing. That was a hard thing playing with Gazza in the forward line, because these guys coming in the middle would look only one way. Not to me or Billy, straight to Gazza every time. So well, it's just wouldn't even lead after a while, just give up, because these blokes are number 5, that's all you go to.
Well, that's probably true too. Sorry, Baz.
Was it that you only saw him because Barry and Billy were bigger?
Yeah, David, yeah. But
well, the speckie's a big part of our game, and no one could grip a ball quite like Gazza.
Certainly one of the best marks around ever. And you see against, it was Gary Pert, was it? Collingwood mark.
Jumped on his ear.
That was one of hundreds of them. You could go through so many and watch them, and you never get sick of watching Gary footage when he was playing footy. And certainly you've seen here today, it's some of the great footage and highlights he's ever done. But the marking, and be it high marks, but also running full on and just out the front of his hands and one grab, it was just so strong in his hands.
Let's have a look at some of the great marks by Gary Ablett.
This is Bairstow.
Ablett the flyer, what a mark! Oh, what a ripper! Two up there towards the champ, well in! Oh, look at that for a mark! What a player this fella is!
He's bending around but won't carry. Oh, Ablett!
Ablett, 1, 2, 3 grabs. Back towards the true centre of the ground, and the mark is taken by Ablett.
In the direction of Ablett, good lead, good mark.
Hughes down towards full forward. Oh! Ablett
goes towards Ablett! Oh, unbelievable mark!
Underneath it is Ablett and takes a screamer. What a mark.
That's a brilliant mark.
Ablett, oh, good mark, Ablett.
Won't make it, Ablett!
Oh!
What a mark to Gary Ablett. Pull inside 50, Ablett.
Long and high, bit of a chance. Ablett with the set and the mark.
Geelong to within goal kicking distance. Oh, what a mark! Melbourne, great mark there.
Goes towards Ablett! Oh, unbelievable mark!
One sends it back towards the true centre of the ground, and the mark is taken by Ablett.
In the direction of Ablett, good lead, good mark.
With the ball, so it matters not. Hughes down towards full forward. Oh! Looking for Ablett. Oh, and he's taken the mark. Oh, magnificent mark by Ablett.
Defence, a wobbly one. Fraser Murphy in front. Hughes. Oh, good mark. Ablett coming over the top.
It was a good one.
Oh, Ablett, what a mark! Oh, a long kick. This is dangerous for Essendon. Oh, brilliant mark, Gary Ablett. And don't they love him?
Not a bad kick under these conditions. Down the half forward. Oh, just about mark of the day. Splendid grab to Ablett. Ablett chips in beautifully to mark.
He's kicked to centre half forward. Ablett!
That's what the crowd come to see.
Hocking to centre half forward. Ablett! Oh, 3 grabs a mark.
Inside 50.
huge pack of players. Ablett, as he come down with that mark, it is an amazing grab.
Kick into the forward pocket. Ablett. Oh! How do you describe that?
Brilliant.
Miraculous stuff by Gary Ablett.
Towards half forward. Is that a mark? Yes, the umpire thought so to Ablett.
Towards half forward. Ablett.
It was long. Ablett, name all over it.
In front of goal. Ablett. Yes. Oh, good mark. Read that beautifully.
Scott to Ablett. He's got it again.
But he drifts it across the face. It doesn't matter.
McEwen and Stoneham. Ablett. Great mark.
Melakella, Spiro, up towards full forward. Ablett's mark.
Oh, what a mark.
Runs inside the 50. Ablett, what a mark. One-hander by Gary Ablett. Ablett is down there and takes the mark on the kickoff line. Centres the ball.
Ablett. Ablett. Oh, look at the strength of Ablett. Ablett running back with the flight of the ball. And a brilliant mark by Ablett. Fletcher to the half-forward line. Ablett! What about that one for a mark?
Floated towards half-forward. Magnificent mark.
It's body strength.
In towards Ablett and Blakey. Ablett, sheer skill, never lost sight of the ball.
Off the side of the boot to the pocket. Oh, brilliant mark by the Geelong champ, Ablett. Brings it in towards goal. Ablett! Yes!
In the direction of Ablett again. He's got it again.
Through it, he sets sail for full forward. Yes! The master.
Looking for someone to take a mark. Oh, big mark, Ablett! Great mark at the back. Kicker straight down the centre again. Ablett, mark of the day! What a grab!
A booming kick by Handley to half forward. Ablett!
And Ablett marks. Ablett.
Ablett works his way in front of. Brilliant mark.
Minch can hold it up.
Ablett's by himself.
Goes into the square. Lovely kick by Minch.
Himself too.
But the leap was sensational. You wouldn't have seen a better leap.
Oh, let's hope he's all right.
Didn't move, you know, for about 20 seconds there. Did not move an inch.
But this leap is just absolutely unbelievable. Watch this.
Well, in 1993, bad news for the fullbacks in the league because Gary Ablett became pretty much permanent at full forward.
Yeah, and it was a great move for the Cats, that's for sure. He's, for the next few years, 100 goals, 100 goals, 100 goals is incredible. He would have been, I don't know, 30 around that sort of time. So for a guy that age to go to full forward, change his career and then go better again, and everyone's feared him at full back from there on, it was an incredible move from the club and, yeah, some great highlights from him, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, they said that he wasn't the best full forward of all time. Well, I think he kicked 1,100 or 1,200 goals. He played half forward flank for 7 or 8 of his career, and to play, you know, to kick 1,100 or whatever goals there was, kick 100 each consecutive year was quite unbelievable.
Yeah, the thing was, he didn't just get 101, he get 125, 130 odd, yeah. So he'd go well over it, and also he had bags of 14 against Richmond a couple of times and Essendon. It was just incredible.
Richmond, the poor buggers. Richmond supporters, I'm sorry. At the MCG.
You're sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Neil.
He was a freak, wasn't he?
When against Richmond, they used to pound absolute hell at him, you know, for MCG, 8 goals. And they used to watch him like that. They wouldn't even watch the ball, the poor fullbacks. It was awful to watch him, you know, just disintegrate into, you know, they probably just wanted to get a shovel and dig a hole and jump in it. But
well, we're going to do this to the Essendon supporters because now we're going to play the highlights from round 6 against Essendon, 1993. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights of that match.
Snap over his shoulder. Salmon in the front has taken the mark. Well, that shoulder we can see once again pretty heavily strapped. As Bernie mentioned, he got a knock on it and was troubled by it at the Western Oval, but he's so vital to Essendon's chances, isn't he? So Paul Salmon, first score of the day, shouldn't have any trouble converting, and he doesn't. The Bombers by a goal.
Both centre bounces won easily by Essendon so far. Geelong will have to tighten up in the middle.
McGrath, short kick. Mark taken by Salmon. Well, Salmon's a real chance to score from here, about 45 metres. What a magnificent kick by Salmon. It's a goal. 2 goals already.
40 metres out directly in front. Salmon's kicked his third. Dream start to Essendon.
Centre-half back, I should say, as we saw him clearing that one.
Ablett in a pack of 3 players, and much to the delight of Peter Landy. Gary Ablett has marked about 35 metres out. He'll kick the distance quite easily, and he kicks it straight. Ablett shoots from about 50 metres. Lovely kick by Ablett.
Into attack, Ablett and Danaher! Great mark by the great man. Ablett directly in front, 45 metres out. Doesn't usually miss these. Hasn't missed that one. Funny looking kick. The end result might be okay. Ablett slung off the ball. Snapshot. He's got his 4th.
So what a treat today at the MCG. Salmon down one end and Ablett down the other. Very entertaining first term. So that is the quarter-time score. Essendon lead by 6 points, 6-5 to 5-5.
Maybe Geelong can make something of this. Ablett in front and a mark, if you don't mind.
Pretty tight angle for the big fella.
He runs around and puts it through for a goal. Buick's kicked to full forward, bounce for Salmon, and he gets the goal. It's the ball away from the centre, and Ablett, well, you could have put anyone on Ablett then and it wouldn't have made any difference because the ball came down so quickly. Gary Ablett for goal number 6, and he doesn't miss it, straight through the centre.
That has 6 and only 2 points the difference. What a game. Certainly on paper it looked that way. It's turning out just the same. Gary Hocking out of the centre, kicks to Ablett, and he marks this one as well. Speaker Ian Robertson. Too many at the MCG would disagree, Robbo, but it's a goal.
Geelong 10-16, Essendon 11-7. There is the siren, and that is the score at half-time. Geelong leading by 3 points.
Jimmy did tap it with his fist, so it was played as a handball and an infringement.
Gary Ablett coming in for kick number 16. He's taken 9 marks and kicked 7 goals, 7 so far. Those vice-like hands. Bit of an angle. Shouldn't bother him, and doesn't. He's kicked 8 goals, 7.
Ablett has now kicked 9 goals. But Salmon has a chance to kick his 7th goal. And it's going to be pretty close. It's through for a goal. So the goal-kicking feast by both key forwards continues here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Ablett has kicked 9, and Salmon has now kicked 7.
Hills, or Hurd, Ablett. Snap, number 10. Pickering tries to barge through. It's Joe Masiti. Masiti up towards Salmon, who marks directly in front. He's kicked 7. 7-4 to be precise. He's kicked 8-4 now. Short pass from him. Ablett on a lead. And Hurd has got the job of minding him now. It's nearly on the boundary line. Kick number 19 for the champ. Distance is there. Accuracy looks pretty good. It's another one. 11. And we're running out of room in the footy record.
Goes in towards Salmon, and he's got it again. This is unbelievable.
He's hurt now. He landed pretty awkwardly.
Well, down one end of the ground, we've got Gary Ablett marking and kicking goals. And have a look at this fellow. Full forward, looking for Salmon. He does well, does very well, does extremely well. Magnificent stuff by Salmon.
9 goals, 5 to Paul Salmon, 11 goals, 7 to Gary Ablett, 115 to 106. Can the Cats come back with a quick reply now? Long kick, Ablett, good use of the body, great mark. Little give to Wanganeen, onto Hills. There's the siren for three-quarter time. The last quarter promises to be a thriller.
And off the left foot. Oh!
Two good marks there. Barnes first and then this one.
Well, this shot will put Geelong in front if he kicks accurately. And 13 goals to Ablett. Geelong lead.
Quick to get boot to ball. Down to Ablett again. Yes. No. Play on. Played it. This will equal his 14 against Richmond, which he's done. A record-breaking performance by Gary Ablett, getting Geelong's 19th goal in one of the great performances in AFL history.
Bounce, awkward, kicks to the goal square, and puts it through. Essendon in front. What a game of footy. 14 goals to one full forward. 9 or 10 to Salmon, is it? 10?
10-6.
And there's just one kick in it.
Won't quite make the distance. Essendon marked to Alessio. Only 4 minutes left. And kicks a goal. His second. Alessio. Yes! He's taken the mark. Well, a goal here will sew it up for the Bombers. And as I said, Chris Danaher in a bit of trouble behind the play. Alessio for his third. 2 in the final quarter if he kicks it. He's kicked it. You'd think the Bombers are home.
Couch gathers, handballs. O'Donnell gathers. O'Donnell kicks a score. What is it? It's a goal. Essendon now look safe. They lead by 4 goals.
Well, Barry, you represented Victoria 7 times and Couchy 6 times. Did it mean a lot to play for your state?
Yeah, huge, certainly for me, and I'm sure Coach is the same. It was a massive. I remember when my first outing for Victoria was '89, and I was only 21, and Teddy Whitten rang up my father in Geelong, and it was a massive buzz, like just a very raw 21-year-old in Geelong, and sort of just from St Joey's, and all of a sudden the phone rings and Dad answers, and Teddy Whitten's on the other end. So his son's going to play for Victoria.
Only Teddy Whitten to do that.
Yeah, and it was incredible. So to play 7 games was, and back then it was really revered to play for state footy.
Gazza played 11 games for Victoria. Did it mean much to him?
Oh, he loved it. He used to love it. We used to drive down the highway. He couldn't wait to get to training. Now, you're playing with the best, you're training with the best, and the training's great to be around. And we loved it, you know, as that was the best we could do. There was no representing Australia at the time. It was just the best of the best you could play against. And it was very strong competition too.
Well, let's have a look at Gary Ablett playing for his state.
Jim Buckley trying to go in there. 11 was Ablett charging his way through. Great courage from Gary Ablett. And he will take a shot from Victoria from about 45 metres out. Ablett, direct shot, looks good. Goal umpire ignores it. And Victoria reply in the opening 2 minutes of play.
Full forward, looking for Ablett and finding him.
Beautiful stuff from Ablett.
Well, that scoring opportunity's been set up by the first piece of indirect play from the West Australian side.
Ablett comes in, steadies, and another goal on the board for the Vicks, their second.
And it's Ablett's second too.
A beautiful long kick in towards half-forward Ablett, and he's been paid.
Well, he's been shining light in their forward line, Ablett.
He's got Johnston loose if he wants him in the pocket. There's the kick, and Johnston has taken the mark. So Chris Mew into the 20-metre line. Oh, what a grab! Ablett, beautiful stuff. Oh, what a mark. Who's kicked 2 goals to Victoria, 30 metres out. No mistake, split the middle, and Victoria coming back with their 7th. Tuck with the left foot kick to the 25-metre line. They fly, and the mark is taken by Ablett again.
He's all over the ground, this fellow.
Ablett, no mistake, Victoria, 8 goals, 5, Western Australia, 11 goals, 9.
Well, now, this stuff that we're talking about, lifting, the Vicks are throwing everything at them, but I don't believe they've got enough.
Oh, look at the mark taken by Ablett. Sensational stuff from Gary Ablett. He's kicked 4 goals and has taken a brilliant grab. 55 metres out, Gary Ablett. Superb long kick. Absolutely delightful bit of play from Ablett and well deserving of a goal.
Well, really, where would the Victorian side be without him in their forward line?
Here to Ablett again. 50-metre line has a long shot towards full forward. He's a great player, this fellow. That's his 6th. It goes towards the square. Merritt's battling hard. Picked up by Ablett. What's he done?
Another one.
Put it through for full points. And what a great player. That's what his 6th goal. Wiley throwing himself on the ball, picked up by Ablett. He's spread it in towards full face, kicked another one. That's his 8th, and a great snap, Gary Ablett.
He kicks long. This is no exception. No one home for Victoria. One-handed attempt there. It comes out to Ablett. Left boot.
goes out. Not a bad kick. Brereton's there. Off the ground, Ablett.
The trusty left foot. Where's he got it to? Oh, Gary Ablett, mark, free kick, whatever. And Ablett goes for one of his runs. Shepherded by Williams. Lambert running with him in the long sleeves. Beautiful kick distance-wise from Ablett. Oh, jumping into space was Jason Dunstall. Come off on that occasion. Dunstall tries to shovel it out to a teammate. He's found Ablett on the run. Ablett shoots from 45. That looks a little bit better for Victoria. And he goals.
And effective. This time McGuan, who started the game extremely well. He pulls it into Ablett. Cool conditions. Ideal for football. The drop punt is on its way. Has he snuck it home? I think he has.
Salmon got an awkward one, showed courage. Waitman likewise. Ablett, chance at his third, pulls it back across his body and hangs in the air.
Oh, yes.
4 points. And that will make the forward line still more mobile. Couch goes long. I think it cleared the line. Ablett claiming a mark. That's the goal umpire got to say. The mark will stand. He'll go close from here, no doubt. Ooh. Runs around, screws it across his body. That's almost regulation for him.
He gets the hand pass away. The pass goes towards Gastev, who was in front of Tony Shaw. Ablett soccers off the ground and kicks a goal. Drifting it now to the half-forward line. Ablett will be the fire. Great mark. Once again, on to McGuan. He's had a wonderful game. In towards full forward, over the head of Ablett. He waits down in front and then he decides he'll go. Of course he does. High penetrating kick looking for Ablett. Trying to do it with the one hand. Not successful. Little chip round the corner is good to Ablett. Ablett shoots for goal and puts through one.
The whistle's gone. This time it's a free kick in front to Ablett.
Isn't it good to see the umpires now waking up to what players do? It's to Ablett. Again, go for retarding Ablett. And he's run to the ball. The umpire well aware of what's going on.
Ablett for his first goal for the night. He loves the MCG. Low, interfering. No whistle. He gets the hand pass across to Ablett. Ablett runs into goal for his second and kicks it. Plays on and goes for goal. Well, the goal square. Ablett, a push.
Oh, he's not going to play it.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Oh, that is...
It's a goal to Ablett.
McGuan with pinpoint accuracy. Beautiful pass by McGuan, finds Ablett.
Well, he hit Robert Harvey earlier.
Ablett short pass, Williams.
Well, he comes roaring out, and here's Ablett, inside 50, Gary Ablett. Time to swing round, hit for home with the left foot. There's Gary Ablett in action.
Kicks it inside 50 metres. Ablett in front, good mark.
That's a better effort, only eyes for the ball.
Well,
he should kick this.
Matthew Knights, it was such a good kick for Ablett. And I think we've seen Gary Ablett kick the distance from here on many, many occasions. Seriously, having a look at it. Gary Ablett goes for goal. Look at this kick if you don't mind.
Well, we've talked a lot about Gazza, but what was he like to play alongside? You're out there. What vibe did you get from him?
Oh, look, being in the forward line most of the time with him, it was he grew another foot, really. He sort of knew he was around, like a protector in a way without actually, you wouldn't say too much, and you knew he was sort of looking after you.
Was he team-orientated or just the individual was so great it didn't matter?
Probably wasn't the most team-orientated player. I'd have to be that, you know. I said to him once, they'd given the stats out at halfway through the year, and I said, how many handballs has Gazza got? And he said he's got 2 or 3. He didn't like that comment because he rang me the next day and said, don't you dare embarrass me in front of everybody.
He was a good wet weather player too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
strong.
Yeah, he was strong and great. He was very close to the ground in a way as well, so he was good on the ground, he was good in the air. Yeah, every attribute of the footballer could have, he had it all. So he was saying some players are good in the dry and not good in the wet, but he didn't matter if it was pouring rain, in the mud or bright sunshine. He was certainly very dangerous.
He was captain of Victoria. Yeah, and I think he was all-Australian captain.
No, he loved that. He would have loved all that recognition. You know, and he deserved all that. You know, being captain for Australia, he was very proud. You know, to represent his state plus even Australia too. He would have loved it. So, and he did. He really enjoyed that part of the footy.
Now, it was a great era at Geelong. Agonising period. A great period, but agonising that you didn't get the big one.
Yeah, I think the last one, I think Gazza spent, after getting beaten, he didn't come to the after-match function. He was down on the beach. He really struggled with the whole thing, getting beaten by Carlton. I think he just wandered up and down the beach, you know, in Torquay. He just, you know, he was that distraught about, you know, losing. You know, he wanted to win a premiership just as much as anybody else, and to lose that last one and, you know, realise that, you know, time had probably caught up with us, that we'd probably finished our era was a pretty tough thing for him to do. And I think he, you know, I think he came late Sunday. You know, he was, you know, very distraught about the whole thing because it did affect him that much. He really did care about his footy.
Well, I guess the essence of footy is kicking goals, and no one did that better than Ablett. So let's have a look at Ablett's goals.
Ball back there towards Geelong. Goals coming into meet it as Ablett. He's got a chance to kick a goal. Here he has a snapshot at goal, and we'll wait on the result. It's a goal. Dean Garford together, but Ablett got the bounce. He was grabbed. He's got a chance for a goal. It's going there. It's a goal. That's goal number 7.
Beauty. Ablett's down there. Regains his footing and kicks a goal off the ground. Great goal by Gary Ablett.
Pushed off the ball by Cameron. Handball to Ablett. Ablett shoots for goal. Another bad-looking kick by Gary Ablett.
And Ablett within scoring range. 50 metres out. Looks great. It's there. And he's kicked 3. Well, he's going to have 8 before half-time. This is right in front, 20 metres from goal.
Ablett, chance for goal number 10. He stabs. Yes, there it is. Double figures to Gary Ablett. Got it to Ablett in the pocket, but on a hopeless angle. But Ablett's a miracle, man. He could just about put it through, has he? He has! Unbelievable!
As long as he can to fall forward, Ablett will be the target. Uses the body. At the back is Brownless. They're both steaming towards goal. Ablett keeps it in play. Is this number 10?
It's inside 50. Brownless the target. A lot of Eagles up. As a result, on the ground, there's trouble. Ablett falling away kick. It's going to bounce through for a goal. It's very close. Yes, it is.
Now he's running around to open up the goals. He kicks hard and long. I think he's put it through. Oh, talk about champions.
Now Ablett, and he should go, and he does. In his league career, we've seen him thump some big goals. A magnificent drop punt. It's a goal.
Punches it away. In after. Kicked off the ground by Ablett. Goal.
Geelong going forward now. Hawthorn looking for a tackle. Ablett from centre wing. Goes from 70 metres and kicks another one.
And a good shepherd by Brownless gives Ablett the chance to go for a goal again. And what a wonderful kick by Gary Ablett.
As Burke leaves the ground. Ablett couldn't take the mark. Oh, he's a light, Gary Ablett. Look at this. Here is the magician at work. He shoots towards goal. What more can you say?
Ablett again. A snap. What a kick by Ablett.
Oh, that just shows how good Gary Ablett is.
With a heavy ball, if he kicks this, then he is a sensational kick. Because his footing will be difficult. Oh, he's gone the torpedo. Punter's coming back. Oh, Ablett. Goal.
So I wouldn't like his chances. I think he's made a liar of me. It's a goal.
Very important. 55 metres out. Ablett kicks. It floats. He's goal.
Pass to Ablett. Ablett up towards the 50-metre line. A bomb from Ablett's a goal.
David Cameron down to half-forward. Ablett again. Creating opportunities. 25 metres out. 10 metres out. And beats it.
Ablett wasting no time. Around Hamilton. Goes inside 50. Gets his second goal. Magic. Brilliantly played. Shovels it out to accommodate Ablett. Ablett decides to run down towards the 50. Goes long, it's bending back. That is a magnificent goal.
The Geelong champ, Gary Ablett. Let's see what he can do. Oh, clever play, Ablett. Straightens up. Oh, don't tell me. Gary Ablett slammed it through for a brilliant goal.
Still in Geelong scoring area, Gary Hocking. This man could kick a goal. Gary Ablett, mercurial. Left foot shot is a beauty.
his partner in crime, just about throws it out. Ablett says thank you very much, steadies, shoots and goals.
It's down towards full forward. Ablett again. Ablett 20 metres out, pulls it back, it's good.
Gets that ball away to Ablett, shrugs the tackle. Look at the skill, the class of Gary Ablett, and he gets the first goal for Geelong.
13 minutes remaining. Ablett, the left foot in towards full forward. Brownless waited at the back, taps back to Ablett. He could complete a miraculous goal. Gary Ablett has kicked it. Almost, falls in front, Bairstow, almost taken high, gives it to Ablett. Ablett 5 metres out, has kicked the goal.
Drop punt. Oh, look at that magnificent long kick. Sensational goal.
Simpson came. Ablett off the ground goals. No mark, advantage. Ablett again. Yes!
And he is capable, and he's got onto a torpedo, and it's going forever. It's a goal! Oh, bless his heart, Ablett. He scores the first.
Pressure on Brown. Gets the handball away. Ablett, miraculous Ablett. Oh, the master. The master.
Well underneath the ball. Couldn't take the mark. Yates, Ablett, a steal. Can he go? The champ kicks and he kicks truly.
He's capable of kicking this distance, so Gary Ablett.
What can the champ do? Off goal umpire has not moved a millimetre. Magnificent kick from Ablett, his third.
Heavy clash. Off the ground, Ablett. Out comes the hand pass. The master will have a snap. Oh, and the master will go.
Takes it away from him. He's kicked 4, has plenty of time for number 5, and there it is.
Towards half forward. Look who's got it. G.O.D. Left foot. Predictably goal.
Gets it across to Ablett, who snaps. He's got his second goal. Forward, probing kick. Brownless is up. Could have almost got a free kick for a push in the back. It falls to Ablett. It's another goal.
Number 5. Earlier, he seems to have recovered well. Ablett over the top. Can he kick a goal? Oh, brilliant stuff from Ablett.
First quarter, Ablett hasn't got the mark, but I tell you what, watch the goal. Gary Ablett, you little beauty.
Because you've got to have skill to beat Ablett. Now, here's Ablett. Oh, look at that kick. Gary Ablett. It's a great goal.
Geelong have the numbers. Ablett has the ball. Gary Ablett bouncing up towards the 50. Nobody approaches him. He goes for goal. What a sensational goal!
Nettle. Oh, Ablett off the ground. Is it a magic goal? I think it may be.
Having a similar problem. Gives it to Ablett. Ablett kicks his third goal.
Good of Kennedy. And a good shepherd by Brownless gives Ablett the chance to go for a goal again. And what a wonderful kick by Gary Ablett. Ablett takes the hand pass, and with the left foot, look at this kick. Oh, he's a magician.
Brownless picks it up. Does get boot the ball to Ablett. Oh, the master returns.
Scott brings the ball forward to Ablett, round the corner. It's another great goal with the master.
He's shown enough to indicate that he's going to be successful. Ablett!
$5 to Gary Ablett.
There's the torpedo, yes! Have a look at this!
Here's the champ then, just outside the 50, launches one. Magnificent. And the mark is missed down there by Barnes. Right on the boundary line, Tudor. He will kick after the siren. Oh my goodness me.
There were 2 seconds on the clock when Ablett took the mark.
There is no justice in football. That was the look on the face of Michael Martin, the master all day, and this game will be remembered for this kick. Gary Ablett, 5 metres out. Any score will do. Geelong are in the grand final.
Well, Barry and Paul, we've seen the marks, we've seen the goals, we've seen the great games. What was his weakness?
It's a very good question, Neil. It's as far as footy goes, not a lot. Maybe maybe the handball, as Coach said before, and didn't really chase out defenders too hard from the forward line, because we did that. We'd take up his slack, but, you know, it's like 10 goals a game. We're happy with that, but there's no real weakness, I didn't say.
Yeah, the coaches probably didn't love him as much as they could have. I mean, I think he had Hafey, Devine, Blighty and Ayres. They had some compunctions about him.
Yeah, I don't think Blighty did. I think he understood him a lot.
He was also a natural player.
He was a natural player, bringing himself.
He had a shot for goal from the boundary once, and Barassi pulled him off because he disobeyed team rules. Ablett was that sort of Blight-type character, wasn't he?
True.
Just a bit better.
Just a bit
Blighty'd
better.
love hearing that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit better, not much, just a fraction. We do love Blighty.
That'd hurt. Tommy had him for a couple of seasons, trained very hard under Tommy. Tommy used to train him hard. Tommy loved him because he'd hurt people. Tommy used to love the competition, you know, get into that bloke's back or smash him or something. There's always a message halfway through the first quarter, that bloke, you know, he's not allowed to leave the ground or something like that.
He's been an enigmatic figure, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he has, and still is. I mean, wherever you go, even these days, when we're retired for so many years, people I know and work with and even meet in the street at different times, I go to Geelong functions always asking how Gazza was to play with and also how Gazza is now, and I think he'll always remain that figure. And he's just one of those, a bit of a mystery man for people, but just a brilliant footballer. And yeah, the Geelong folk, plus I suppose just the footy community in general, just adored him and loved watching him play.
Around the club, you would have seen his boys as ankle biters?
Yeah, we used to throw them in the toilets. We used to have toilets in the bus. And they've grown up to be great, you know, Gary Jr., you know, been a great player.
I mean, for me, sorry, Neil, regarding the kids and Gazza, they're always around, which is great, whether about 7 or 8 years old, and before training we'd be kicking the ball to each other in the rooms, and Gary would be running around being a real nuisance, like the little fella, not Gary Senior. Yeah. So we get these real mongrel punts and kick at torpedoes at this little kid, and just go bang, bang, bang. We have one grabs all the time, he can play a bit, and he was 7 years old.
No one really knew who was responsible. Ablett, can he make them pay? He can.
What odds did you think that little Gary would be one day compared to his father?
Yeah, I never thought he'd be that as good as he is. I mean, great talent, fantastic talent, and as we've seen now, just one of the, if not the best player going around. As we speak, to see a father and son be as good, it's an incredible story. Never thought as much it would be.
Yeah, I saw him, I saw a lot of him as a junior, and I still remember one game. It was the TAC Cup game. He was playing for the Geelong Falcons, and he was playing on the half-back flank, and the ball was sort of there, and there was 3 other blokes. And he just got the ball, used it, bang, and I thought, yeah, he's going to be good. Then he played a couple of games, and I think John Anderson rang me and said, what do you think about Gary Jr.? I said, oh, well, one day he'll be probably as good as Michael Voss.
Got to admire the way he's been able to come out, being the son.
Yeah, brilliant. Just a really good young fella. Got his head on his shoulders and a lot of pressure, no doubt, from certainly playing in Geelong because his father, who his father was, but then leaving Geelong and going to the Gold Coast, just wherever he walks and talks and plays, he's always under pressure, but really holds himself so well. It's incredible.
Well, there's probably a whole generation out there now that go, did Gary Ablett have a father that played football too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
He's such a star now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where's the genes? The gene pool. It's a great gene pool. So hopefully the younger generation can have some kids and we can watch them play.
I mean, Gary Ablett achieved so much. I mean, he didn't win a Brownlow, but then many great players didn't, and unfortunately none of you won a premiership. Which is...
Yeah.
We would have loved to win a premiership with everybody.
Would have been nice.
Been a great thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think when later on in life, you know, enjoying each other's company when we played, but even to catch up, you know, we had a game about a month ago where we all caught up. It was fantastic just to catch up.
Well, I've certainly enjoyed your company, and to talk about the great Gary Ablett Senior and to see him in full cry was a sight to behold. Thank you, Barry.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Neil.
I'll leave the last words to you, Couchy. Tell us, in one line...
One word?
One line, what did you think of the great Gary Ablett?
Brilliant champion.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff, guys. I love hearing all those stories and how good were the highlights. I hope you've enjoyed watching them just as much as I have. What a perfect way to get you in the mood for today's big game when the Cats meet Gazza's first club, the Hawks. It's an Easter Monday blockbuster when Monday football continues next on 7.